Are you ready to discover more about the pond? I am too. First, let's get our bodies ready to learn. Eyes are watching, ears are listening, voices quiet, bodies calm. This is how we listen. This is how we listen at group time. At group time. Eyes are watching, ears are listening, voices quiet, bodies calm. This is how we listen. This is how we listen at group time. At group time. Now, from the other day, do you remember what kind of animals and plants grow in a pond? Well, if you forgot, just look at what we made on Monday. Many different kinds of animals and plants grow in a pond. We have ducks and fish. Some of the plants are called cattails. And we also have frogs. Today, let's learn more about frogs. The title of today's book is Tiny Tadpole. The author is Judith. She wrote the words. The illustrator is Myra. She drew the pictures. Something slithery jiggled in its jelly gray sack. It was round, but growing longer. It was smooth and it was black. It jiggled from its jelly, then peered around for some fun. I want some legs like those, he cried, to jump and hop and run. The wise frog croaked. Just nibble, gnaw, and chew. But a jiggle-jaggle tail was all that Freddie grew. Poor Freddie still had no legs. I need some. To and fro legs. Just jump up from below legs. When am I going to grow legs? I'm just a blob with no legs. Patience, croaked the frog. Just nibble, chew, and gnaw. Freddie nibbled, chewed, and gnawed till he couldn't swallow more. Look at you, croaked his friend, staring down from his log. Freddie leaped up in delight and saw he was a frog! The end. What a great story of how Freddie grew from a tiny tadpole to a big frog. Of course, it took some time and Freddie had to be patient. But as he nibbled, gnawed, and chewed, eventually he grew. What happened to Freddie in our book is called a life cycle. Let's learn more. Let's color our pictures and then cut. Frogs begin as eggs. Eggs are already white, so we can leave that picture just like that. Then they become tadpoles. Do you remember what color Freddie was as a tadpole? He was black. Then they become tadpoles with legs. Remember, Freddie couldn't wait to get legs to jump and leap around. Then they turn into froglets. By this time, Freddie's color was changing to green. And finally, he grew up and became a big frog. Now we want to take our green piece of construction paper and make 5 accordion folds. In our first section, we want to make 2 more folds. Down and back. On this top fold, we want to attach our frog face. Now we're ready to put our frog life cycle in order. Do you remember? What do the frogs start out as first? We're going to put that one right here. Frogs start out as eggs. First, Freddie was an egg, and then he was a tadpole. Next, Freddie became a tadpole with little legs. That is the 3rd step in our frog life cycle. The more Freddie nibbled, chewed, and gnawed, he grew bigger into a froglet. And finally, Freddie grew up to be a frog. Let's fill in our last part. Frogs start out as eggs, then become tadpoles, then they grow legs, become froglets, and finally, they become frogs. We learned so much today. We learned about more animals that live in the pond and exactly how a frog grows. Have fun hopping around.